Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Chapman?
Here.
Loveless?
Here.
Benton?
Here.
Perkins?
Here.
Tyler?
Yep.
Eckert?
We have one item to add to the agenda for tonight. Under action item E, road closure for the 4th of July and August 3rd. There's two changes to the payables. It should read $28,717.85. The total should be $49,518.96. Those are the only corrections that I have. Does anybody have anything else? Need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll make that motion. Support.
And moved and supported. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Approval of the minutes of the May 8th regular board meeting.
Approve the minutes. I'll support.
And moved and supported to approve the minutes of the May 8th meeting. All in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Motion to approve the minutes of the June 4th special meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Been moved and supported to accept the minutes from the June 4th meeting. All in favor say aye. Motion is carried. Public comment?
Yes,
State your name, please.
Tom Underhill,
Okay.
and my comment is regarding the village noxious weed ordinance, chapter 10.
Mm-hmm.
10.2, noxious weed control. Any person who owns or possesses property in the village shall cut down and destroy or cause to be cut down and destroyed. All noxious weeds on his or her property is often may be necessary to prevent them from going to seed, otherwise perpetuating themselves. By definition, the village is a corporation, person, and it was incorporated in 1895. This grass was on Central Lake Village property, located between the center line of State Street and my property line, which is 33 feet from the center line. Therefore, it's a responsibility of the village to cut and destroy anything over 8 inches in height. That was 50 inches, that was cut about 2 inches above the ground, over 6 times the limit by the village.
And you live where on State Street?
7565.
Okay.
But you're just on the other side of Green Street then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just beyond Shirley Waffles.
Yep,
Dog
yep,
Waffles.
opposite side of the street.
Yes.
I got you.
But, this has been unmowed since the end of June in 2017. And it's a village responsibility to cut it because it's on their property. And if the village can't afford to maintain this and come in compliance with the village noxious weed ordinance, it should vacate that ordinance. If the citizens are required and the residents are required to come in compliance with that at potential risk of losing their property by tax lien.
So how are we gonna lose our property that we own if we don't cut it?
If I don't cut my grass down to less than 8 inches, I can be cited, or someone who's physically or financially challenged where they're unable to mow their lawn. Village comes in, cites them, comes in, cuts the grass, charges cost plus 10%, and applies a tax lien if it's not paid.
So how
You can lose
are
your,
we gonna punish ourselves, I guess is how,
That's
is
what I'm-
what you're asking. is what
but
I'm asking.
you're violating the equal protection clause of the Constitution by not complying with your own ordinance.
I know of other residents in the village, myself included, who take care of village property or public road right away, with no qualms about doing it, just make our area
Okay, well,
look
I
that
did it
much
from-
better.
From 2009 until 2017. And I nearly rolled my riding mower over. I had spinal surgery in the year before that.
Okay.
And I risked paralysis or even death if I overturned my mower and break my neck.
Okay,
So I'm not going to mow the village-owned property, period.
okay.
To be forced to do so would be a violation of the 13th Amendment, prohibiting involuntary servitude.
Okay.
From your facial expressions, I think that you feel this is a trivial item.
No, I don't think it's trivial, I just think it's a responsibility that all of us have in living in the village to take care of what we have that surrounds us.
Of what we
And I
own, of what we own.
And even what we don't own, you're part of the public, you own it as much as anybody else does in the room.
So
Why not take care of it?
am I required to go down to Thurston Park and mow their lawn?
No, you're not.
Well, there's a 3.6 mil street millage for every resident of the village. And that should be going for maintaining the right-of-way, as well as the blacktop and so on. So that's what I have.
Thank you, appreciate your concern, and we'll look into it a little further. Anybody else, public? I'm in a feisty mood tonight, I think. Catherine, would you like to speak? Would you like to?
Sure. Hey, I'm doing the flowers, and I've been enjoying what I've been doing. And I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. But what I'm planning to do is as far as keeping up, there's some stuff that I'm not gonna get into yet because it's, I'm not sure what it is. And until it comes up in flowers, once I see what it is, then I will clean out a few of those beds. I want to focus on the main part of town right now. The one bed is just about done, I've got a few more plants to put in. And then the other two, I would like to put a couple bushes that are going to bring out more color, which they don't have now. And that's about pretty much the end of that, except for mulching, then, for sleep mulching. I know Sam helps me a lot to take care of that stuff, but anyway, so for that, flowers done, everything's ready, so now let's get some warm weather in here to perk them up, so.
It looks very nice though.
Oh, thank you.
I've had nothing but positive comments.
All
Very
right,
nice.
great, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else, public comment? Good. Police report. Scott?
Thank you. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at the report. We are hitting the floor running. Just this time last year, I think we're up about 20-some complaints, so we are actually moving along. Lacey's kind of on her own, moving about, so that's working out really well. And what else? highlights at the bottom here. We're still working on village ordinances. Grass issues are gonna be next on our list, so those will be forthcoming. We kind of take them in chunks, so we did like junk and vehicles and stuff like that, kind of in spring. Just about time grass should be taken care of. A lot of training, computer issues, we've got a lot of computer issues. Both of our cars have computers installed in them now. We didn't have a lot of room to begin with, now we have no room, so, which is gonna be kind of helpful as far as doing a lot of the work that we are on the complaints, we can actually type on the computer, send it to this one, and it's actually really but time saving. Once we get up to speed with that, so, let's see. That's kind of in a nutshell, but definitely keep busy. You can see by the numbers, you know, we're handling 90 out of 64 events in the county, with only 52 hours out of the week versus 172 hours in any given week. So, you know, we're working about a third of the time handling, you know, well over 60-70% of all the complaints. So,
Anybody have anything for Scott?
great, thank you.
Thank you. Sam?
Everybody should have a copy of the DPW report. I could have made it about 5 pages long this month, that's how busy we've been. One of the big ones on there I wanted to let you guys know, number 3, the school had like a 6 million gallon leak, so we helped them find it. As it turned out, it was up underneath the footings inside the school. We got the leak fixed, the DPW helped the school repair it. All I'm charging them is the cost to go get the part in the park at this point. They paid the 6 million gallon water bill, been paid in full. They received no credits on that. Number 14, I put the docks out at the north end of the lake. I want to thank Rob Tyler in the meeting for, he come down and helped me because we were short-handed. It was basically me, Rob and myself putting them in because I've got to start splitting the guys up. We had so much work. In number 20, since we started putting chlorine and phosphate back in the water, now I have a new MOR, monthly operating report, that has to be filed with the DEQ electronically every month, which takes me about 6 hours to fill it out. What it tells them is how much chlorine, what part per million, all that stuff, how many gallons of water that we pumped. Any questions? So you've got a long meeting tonight.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kathy?
Twice. Well, I didn't realize that I probably should have something written up. It's been quite eventful since helping Lyle out, when we found out that he had been hospitalized and being asked to fill in before and then being hired as a campground manager. It's been quite an experience on the job learning. Was quite a bit of disarray in the bathrooms and the lawn. And so we've gotten to the bathrooms, they've been clean, they're staying clean. They're clean in the morning, we check them twice a day, check them at night, so really we're checking 3 times a day. The lawn finally getting caught up in managing that. Again, learning what to do, what not to do. There seems to be some issues that have not been taken care of for a while that I've been working with Rachel on. The Wi-Fi system is not working, and those are concerns that have been brought up, and we offer it as a service. So one of the things that we're going to at least initially try to do to avoid costs is to see if we can block the unlimited access to Thurston Park's Wi-Fi, which Rachel is able to do, plus check some nodes which have not been possibly working. I think down below they're working. I can get on Wi-Fi, but up above, I don't think you're getting on it at all, are you? So, right, so those are things that need to be addressed that we are working on. Again, things are not going to happen overnight to get it taken care of, you know, in a couple of weeks. I've learned a brand new system, the reservation system, in a week. Seems to be going pretty well. We're going to try to change the bathroom codes because everybody in Central Lake knows the codes. And we're going to, um, what else? Soap dispensers were put in today. We need some changing of site posts. There's one that needs to be changed. I'll deal with Sam on. I need to give a special thank you to Rachel, who has just been unbelievably organized in helping me learn a system, helping me kind of figure out who's on first and on second. Sam has just, been there to help with lawn mowing, helping me find a way to get around trailers that aren't moved during the summer and still need to be mowed around. So we've been working on that. Ryan has done a lot of mowing because I threatened him to. And then Rob, come down, put our soap dispensers in, and again, what do you need? We're here to help because of the things that need to happen down there. One of the things I do also want to bring up is I do have, as a public comment, I am accessible 24/7. I spend every night down at the camp. I'm there every morning to clean the bathrooms. I'm within 5 minutes when a camper calls, I come down and help them, get in or whatever. Lyle is also there helping people every morning. He has a list of who's checking in every day. That list of people checking in is also on my camper. So people can look at my camper door, they know what site they're going on. There's a map that is numbered also on the camper that says that's where their sites are, so they know where to go. There's also 2 signs: if the campground manager is gone, go ahead and set up on your reserve site or call this number and we will provide assistance to you. So we're really trying hard to be there whenever anybody needs us. And people have been really happy. We've got flowers down there on septic tank covers, and people seem to be just thrilled about our Thurston Park and campground. And I know that we've got some things to still work on to make everybody happy with certain things, but we're certainly working on it, and so looking forward to a good summer. And any suggestions are always welcome.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for Kathy?
Doing great.
Good job.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Correspondence? I don't think I have anything that was directed to me specifically. We do have a water account that has had a leak at their place of business, I'll call it, and they're requesting from us to eliminate their bill for the excess water that the leak caused. So it's been our policy in the past, if a customer has a leak that was not due to any fault of ours, then they would still pay for the water that went through the meter. And that's the case in this instance. I think I will give you that much information, and when I get to my report, we'll expand upon that at this time. So we also received another letter that was addressed to the council as well as the DDA with regard to our Rising Tide grant that is out for bid, questioning the validity of that project. And the DDA has addressed it, and at this point in time, I don't think the council has any need to address it beyond what they're going to do at this stage anyway. The DDA has some background here that I think will help everybody concerned, but if it doesn't, then it'll come up again somewhere down the road. Essentially, the observation is noted, but we're too far along in our process of this grant to make any changes anyway, or we lose out $260,000. So, and I'm not going to jeopardize that. So, Paddle Antrim has a celebration this Friday night between 5:30 and 8 at the community park in Ellsworth to celebrate what they have done and we have helped do with respect to the water trails. So if anybody's interested in that, you can be there 5:30 to 8. So, we got a letter from Michigan Municipal League that just explains what we get from our dues that we pay each year. It is a service that we subscribe to each and every year. They are the body that represents us on the state and federal levels as far as legislation is concerned to protect our communities, everybody's community's interests. If you'd like to read that over, I'd be more than happy to provide that for you. We'll hold off on Jennifer's and that, so that's all I have. Correspondence, committee reports, Lyle, sidewalks, streets,
I don't have anything, Sam. Doing a good job as usual.
water and sewer, Leland,
Nothing new.
Bill, law enforcement,
Got pretty well covered it. Good shape.
Matt, communications.
We did have a committee meeting earlier this week, but there's nothing to report on.
Thank you. Brian, finance personnel.
I got two things. We received our approval for last month, we did our deficit elimination plan approval for the campground. We received our approval from the State of Michigan Department of Treasury that our plan was okayed by them. We will be receiving a $1,453 credit from the Michigan Municipal League Liability and Property Pool Workers' Compensation Fund. We got a refund last year too, they just spread it out. If they have savings, they spread it out to everybody, so. And that's all I have, thank you.
Tyler, parks.
I'm on new business B and C, so I'll just talk then.
All right. And under my report, since our last meeting, I've been to 2 DDA meetings. They have established the second Monday of each month as their meeting night. We've talked about signage. The Chamber's having a Dog Day celebration on August 17th. As I said before, they've addressed the letter about the pavilion that we also received. We're talking about a sound system for the downtown area. August 12th, the DDA is going to organize a meeting with Planning Commission and whoever else in the community that would like to attend to kind of brainstorm on where we go in the future for our community based on our master plan, which needs work, based upon the economic development plan that the DDA has put together. We've accomplished some of those goals and we're looking to get a little boost in the efforts to go forward. So keep that in mind. We would appreciate all who are interested to attend.
Larry, do you have a time
6:30,
here?
yep. It's the same as the DDA meeting night. So. I also attended a Michigan Infrastructure Council seminar in Traverse City on May 28th. It is an effort on the state level to get everyone as far as infrastructure, water, sewer, roads, within the state to talk the same language and share the same concerns and projects to somehow get everybody on the same page, which will ultimately save us money and start us on a proactive focus for the future as far as infrastructure is concerned in the state. So it was interesting. I'm not sure that because we're such a small community that a lot of what they talked about really doesn't impact us. I think we communicate pretty well when we need township input and/or county or county road commission. But it was an interesting couple hours, so Jennifer Hodges recommended that I go to it, so I did. She wasn't there, but I think. Back to that water bill, I guess unless somebody thinks we ought to treat this water customer different than any other water customer we've treated in the past. Sam mentioned in his report that the school paid a $3,000 bill based on the leakage that they had in their system, which we fixed, helped locate and fix, but they still paid their budget. Personally, I don't feel that we should bend in this particular case, and we should treat everybody the same as best we can. So if anybody would like to talk further about that, I'd be more than happy to open up for discussion.
I think we talked quite a bit about it before. It seems to me that it's outside of our responsibility.
Okay, we'll move on. Approval of the bills. We have prepaids of $13,883.70, payroll of $6,917.41, payables of $28,717.85 for a total of $49,518.96.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented. Support.
Been moved and supported. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Chapman?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Loveless?
Yes.
Patton?
Yes.
Kirkland?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yep.
Becker?
Yes. New business. Wendy Warren, are you here?
Yes, hi.
Floor is yours.
Thank you for putting me on the agenda for this evening. I'll just take a couple minutes of your time. And I'll briefly go over our annual report. I'm Wendy Warren with the Ashland Conservation District. I don't know where to stand. I guess I'll stand where you did, that's good. I'm the district manager. I've been there since August. And I'm just visiting the villages and townships so that I can let you know what we're up to, and we're also looking for input from all of you as to what we could do better and what we could do to serve you more. So, as you know, Conservation District's been around since the 40s, and originally we were brought into existence from the federal government because of the Dust Bowl, and so we helped people, farmers mostly, with their soil erosion control, get it under control. Well, today there are not as many farms, but there is a lot of issues with soil and water quality and forestry and farms. And one of the things that you probably know us for is our assistance to landowners for forestry assistance, and also to the county. We manage the 5,000 acres of forest that the county owns, and also keep up the parks and the trails throughout those forest lands throughout the county. We just put on a new trails and parks person temporarily to assist with the trails and the bridges and the markers and all of those things, because it's becoming very popular in this region to go hiking and biking on the trails and so forth. We also have a soil erosion program that's mandated by the state for the counties to permit whenever there's construction going on within 500 feet of a water body. And basically that is the most effective tool that we have for water quality in this county right now, because where sediment is considered the biggest pollutant by the Department of Environmental Quality, which is now EGLE. And so keeping the soil out of the water during construction is really, really important, and so we're proud to serve that. But we also answer a lot of questions and assist a lot of homeowners and property owners with shoreline stabilization, wetland delineation, flood problems, and stormwater in general. And we're also looking to try to help villages and townships with their road ends that end in front of a water body. And also with stormwater issues, that they might have a lot of pollutants draining off of the pavement and into the water, nearby water bodies. So we are working on looking for grant money to assist townships and villages to help pay for some of those things that they could possibly do. We also have a invasive species program that we're part of with 3 other counties, but we house the coordinator and the strike team, which is a team of 2 guys that goes out and actually does treatment. So if you're a homeowner or a government office, if you own land and you notice that there's a lot of a population of invasive species like Japanese knotweed, weed, Phragmites. The Phragmites is something that has taken over a lot of the shorelines and really lowers property values along the Lake Michigan and other areas. So the idea is that we monitor the area. We are there for people to call in when they find something that they think that is an invasive species. The sooner that we find it and we treat it, eliminate it, the better it is, because then it doesn't spread. And so invasive species is sort of a big priority for a lot of governments. Let's see, what else am I missing? Education and outreach. We do a lot of education and outreach on all of the different topics to try to help people understand how to take care of their land and how to best manage their forest resources, whether it be for timber sales or for wildlife. And so we started a deer plot workshop series. We're developing some deer plots that are sort of experimental, and then we'll have some workshops, because that's one area that people are very interested in right now because of the bait ban that's been put in place. So we manage the 8 recycling sites in the county. You probably know that already. And we're looking to put in some better signage to note that the sites are under surveillance, so we can reduce the amount of stuff being left behind that doesn't belong. We have a man that works, that goes and visits all the sites twice a week and cleans up the sites and brings back whatever is left behind, and then we dispose of that properly. And so we're looking for any information or any suggestions that you might have for your site here in Central Lake. And then we also manage the household hazardous waste events, which we have those 3. And the first one is this weekend in Elk Rapids on Saturday. And then we have one on August 3rd in Bel Air and September 14th in Mansalona. And so those are going to be a little bit changes on the fees this year. The price keeps going up and up, of course, to dispose of the hazardous waste, so we'll be looking for a little bit from participants. But the first 100 pounds of waste that you bring in is free, and then after that, we will be charging people $1 a pound. And $1 for latex paint, gallons of latex paint, because latex paint can be disposed of at your home. You can dry it out and put it in with your household trash, and it is not considered hazardous. Do you have any questions right now? Is there anything that I can take back as a suggestion for somehow that we can assist the village of Central Lake a little easier, a little more?
I have a question as far as your funding is concerned. All residents within the county are taxed for the waste recycling centers?
Recycling? Yes, there is a recycling millage, and I believe that's coming up again this year.
Okay.
Yep.
We pay for it here, but we also pay township tax, which operates our waste receiving station off of 88.
Transfer station?
Transfer station there.
Uh-huh.
You guys aren't spending any money in Central Lake Township because we already have our own, is what I'm assuming.
You already have your own
Waste,
drop-off site?
yeah, Tuesdays and Saturdays, we can use that.
Yeah, those containers that are there, and the disposal, the emptying of those containers is paid for through that millage.
So the
Yeah.
township's not paying?
That's
for it?
separate from the township, yes.
Okay.
And then our man and our outreach and education about all the sites, our maintenance man that comes, he does come up there when you're open to clean up around the bins. Although they are the nicest bins in the county because of your transfer station men and people that are there manning that station, and because, you know, it's watched over.
It's more
So
secure.
people aren't gonna leave things, so you guys do have the best situation. I have to commend you for that.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Okay, well, if there's anything that we can help with, as far as water quality, stormwater, trails, anything you can think of that has to do with natural resources, please give us a call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item B under new business, seasonal dock rental.
Dylan Summer is supposed to put the docks in tomorrow, the white docks, and we had talked to some campers that wanted to have lease the dock for the whole summer. Right now, we have one dock, 2 sites on either side, and at the last meeting, we discussed a seasonal dock rate of $300 for those 2. And if these individuals do want to pursue that and we need more docks, we can put additional white docks in. But at this time, we're going to go with these 2, I should say 1 dock, 1 boat on either side. And then in the future, if we need more docks, we can call Dylan back and we can cobble together and make more and see where we're at from there. So, and that's where we left it at the last time, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so.
Someone make a motion to approve the $300.
That's what we charged a year ago, didn't we?
No, we did it by the day at $5 a day last year, and we said
Oh, we didn't have a season.
we did not have a seasonal rate.
Are both sites seasonal this year?
That's what we're talking about right now, yeah. And then, there's still enough room down there on either side of that to put a boat in there and pull up to the shore, if you just wanted to come in and go. So, that's where we left it there.
I'll make a motion to move the seasonal dock rental rate to an action item J. And Bill seconded that motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, motion is carried. And we'll vote on the seasonal rate
All
at
right.
that point.
So, Rob, do we have capacity, you say we do have capacity to put more docks down there?
Yeah, we could put another section of dock out there and handle 2 more boats, but it'd be too congested down there. I don't want to encroach on the Stembecks to the south.
Okay, is that all on the dock rental rate?
Yep.
C, 2021 camping season.
Oh, I'm up again. We got a call from the Tri-County Bicycle Association out of Lansing, Michigan. They want to do a summer tour and stop here in the 2021 season. And they want to arrive on Tuesday the 13th and leave on Sunday the 18th.
Which one?
Oh, thank you, July. They're going to be anywhere from 150 to 200 bikers. Like I said, 4 nights. The majority of them would be tent campers. They would need 8 RV sites. Many would only require electric for their CPAP machines. So, let's see, they are going to do a site visit after Labor Day. They have liability insurance. The average age is 60. And what they do on those days that they're here, they will do day rides out around Antrim County and come back and spend the night here.
This is 2 years out?
This is 2 years out. Just want to let everybody a heads up, so and it would make the campground at capacity for those 4 nights. Then you start doing the math, we're at capacity July 4th too. And we handle a lot more people than, well, we'd just be at capacity, that's all it'd be. I mean,
Would we have room for the seasonals already in there?
that's what he doesn't, he has to do a site visit because I don't think he understands that we can put RVs, you know, like, in the, you know, between site 21 can handle an RV, you know, 20, because 22 is eliminated, we can handle an RV there. Site 10 can handle an RV. I mean, that's 3 right there that we haven't even touched anything up top. So, and if the majority of them want electric, it could be, I mean, or for that matter, site 11 and site 12 will be available for, there's a lot of availability here, but again, he's gonna do a site visit either in August and September. So when I have a date and anybody else wants to join me, we can go down there and walk the campground.
How early would the commitment would they want to make? Like, would they pay a year in advance or?
I imagine they'd have to, if they wanted to book a site, we're gonna want cash,
Right.
so.
And that was July 13th to the 18th?
Yep, on July of 2021. Kathy?
Leaving the
I think-
18th? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, are they leaving the 18th or?
They're leaving on Sunday, the 18th.
There would be a tremendous opportunity because Dalmac used to come through Central Lake, and it was a real blow to our community when they quit coming through Central Lake. And they do spend money because they're camped here. So
Yeah, they can't go anywhere else.
They can't go anywhere. They go to the bar, they go to the restaurants, they go to the ice cream shop. They use the facilities, and it was a real boost to our community when Dalmac was here. So I would encourage anything that could be done to accommodate it, if the sites are, you know, acceptable to them. It would be a great
Yeah.
opportunity for the community too.
And how many did they say?
Anywhere from 150 to 200.
I know several of them, and when they were here, they really enjoyed coming here. They enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Are they gonna put all them tents on them 8 sites?
No, they're gonna have tents spread out throughout the whole campground.
So you could be looking at feasibly 25 lots being rented.
Yeah,
That would be cool, yeah.
yeah, like I said, we'd be July 4th full, like 2 tents on every site.
What about your rule you got in the park where you can only put, what, 1 tent, 2 tents on a lot?
2 tents on a site.
Well, that's gonna become an issue with 200 people.
Well, that's just it, I don't know how many people are in a tent, and that's why they're doing the site visit. Go over all that,
More answers to
yeah. And those are all great questions, let me write them down.
I can figure out how many seasonal sites we have. So that will know what
Yep,
Just can't ask the way it moves.
Do
yeah.
all of the tents require electric? That's another thing, if you've got, you know, a space up above, some of them that I'm aware of, they don't all have electric. So if you're able to put tents in areas that are up above where some of the parking is even,
Yeah,
there might be a way to fit people that don't need electric.
Yeah.
So that would be another, you know, way to look at that.
No, you can't. You can't put them as an overflow because the site's not designated by the state of Michigan. Under 911, that's where 911's gonna come in. For
How
emergency
did they
power.
do that for the schools then? Because the
I-
schools contracted and they would camp all around the school property?
I can't answer that, Kathy. All I can tell you is what our permit says for camp, because we run a licensed campground.
Ah, okay.
So that DEQ falls, or excuse me, what she said, equal, however they pronounce it, comes into effect at that point.
All right.
So
Well,
keep that in mind too.
let's play with some math here. 38 sites, July 4th weekend, would you say there's 6 people on each site July 4th weekend? Is that a fair number?
I would say.
All right, 10 and 6, that's 220 people we accommodate on July 4th. So,
Well, I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
to bring people into town.
I think there's some obvious questions that still
Oh,
need to
yeah,
answer, but
exactly.
I think it's something that definitely work.
And I think we have to listen to what Sam's saying, as long as we can
We still
adhere to
gotta
that,
follow.
and I think you can. I think that there could possibly be a way, depending on the
I'm
site.
sure there's a way we can work it out with it.
Yeah.
Get all the right answers.
yeah, we'll just make sure that everyone's at the meeting and we have all our questions. He doesn't know yet, it's either gonna be August or September, he's doing rides right now. That's,
Plenty of time to
pardon me?
figure it.
2 years.
Plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah, but I wanna make sure we're all way ahead of this, so no one says I didn't know. And that's it.
Okay, action items, new DPW truck, we talked about it last meeting. We have about $15,000 truck currently. And it would cost us $35,000 for a truck,
No,
no?
no, new numbers.
Okay,
Hot off the press.
You ready? Got your
Yeah.
pencils out?
yeah,
I got mine sharpened. The pickup itself, $29,777. A 9'2" Boss plow, $6,750. LED lights, $1,225. For a grand total of $37,752. If I did my math right.
37,000 what?
752. That's a $50,000 pickup. It's a $9,000 Boss plow. And the only thing I don't get a break on is the LED lights.
Anybody have any thoughts?
What's trade worth?
15 to 20.
Let's go low, call it 15.
That's selling it outright.
That's selling it outright.
That's fine.
What year is that, 9?
19. Mine's a 14.
What's the old one?
14. It was bought in 13. It was bought in September of 13, so it was 14 at that point.
And we'll take this out of the equipment fund.
Yeah, I don't like this truck.
Alright, if I'm reading this right, we got $75,000 in there. So,
We're gonna spend short of 25,000.
yep,
And just so you guys know, what we did a year ago, Rachel, a couple years ago, we knocked the equipment rental fund. We used to pay ourselves back at 100% payback rate. We cut the equipment fund back to a 75% payback rate. I had Rachel, she was nice enough to get a hold of Ryan, the auditors, and what the auditors told us is to raise your equipment rate back to 100% payback. So you can rebuild your funds faster. Correct, Rachel?
Correct.
puts our equipment fund at $52,248.
But I think the decisions were made sometime in the last 9 years to go this route as opposed to trying to fix
Yep.
them when they start to break
On DPW 10,
on DPW time.
that's the kicker,
So
so.
I guess from my perspective, I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor of it. Change order now before it gets to be worth less.
Because that truck will break down in the biggest snowfall of the year.
Yeah, it just keeps getting.
How many miles you got?
70.
Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Replace the current one.
I'll support.
Been moved and supported to purchase a new DPW pickup truck for the figures as presented. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Chapman?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Loveless?
Yes.
Patton?
Yes.
Griffin?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
Eckert?
Yes. B, fall cleanup. I think we established it's $55 a yard for the waste, we would have 200 yards roughly. So we're looking at around a $14,000 bill. They have a fall cleanup, we have not had one for at least 4 years that I'm aware of. So I think it's time that we do it. Other communities seem to do it more often, but it kept getting more and more expensive, that's why we cut back. But I think that we can at least get on a routine of some sort, whether it be 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. I think it's time we do another one, so that's my recommendation, but I'm willing to listen to anybody else. So.
Are we gonna limit it like before to amount that we bring in?
Haul your own down.
It's gonna haul your own down to the site like we had before, so.
Well,
We used to limit it to like one truck, one trailer load.
Well, Sam and I talked about that. I think it was open from 8 to 2 or 3. If we left it open 8 to 1, we'd probably cut back on some of the multiple truckloads that would come in by the same person. But the whole objective to all of this is to get rid of the junk that's around town, and so from my perspective, if they can get in there in the time frame with as many as they can get, have at it. Now, when they start pulling it from out of the village, it is limited to just the village residents, then that's where we end up having issues. So,
Would it be the size of the commercial? Think it's from the village?
if it's in the village, we haven't decided.
It's gonna come up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it would too. We can't take certain things.
Right.
We can't take hazardous waste. We can't take tires, if I remember correctly. Batteries,
Household garbage.
household garbage, that was not part of it, I don't think, was it, Sam? Yeah. So,
And Freon unit.
and the Freon unit, so refrigerators and things of that sort.
I guess we have to leave it up to the guy running the site. If he knows for the fact that it didn't come from the village, don't take it.
Yeah. Well, Sam and the boys used to.
That's what I mean. It'd be the most reasonable way, because if Aunt Tilly hires Uncle Joe to haul her stuff to and maybe goes along with it or whatever, and just, hey, this is my stuff. I don't think we have a problem with that, do we?
No, we're not gonna stop at all, but
No, but I mean, that would be reasonable.
Sanitary work.
Proof of residency.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Utility bill,
Driver's license.
that's what most places do, utility bill, tax bill.
Some they are, some type of an idea that where they are working.
Village residency.
There aren't very many that live in the village of Sandville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
It'd be rare.
well, let's talk about that. We've already got a redundant system in place with the township. These people, they can take their toilet there, they have their television, their microwave, the couch, side-by-side, chairs, carpet, box spring mattress, building materials. I mean, but yet we're also doing it. Now, on the whole thing, I think it's not a bad idea, but we gotta look at where we're getting it from. Here's our budget. It's nowhere in here, we have a line item for $15,000. Our general fund right now is sitting at $320,000, all right? Talking to Ryan, we should only be within 100%, 60 to 100% of our expenditures. Our expenditures right now are $385,000. I mean, we're right there. We're at 83% right now. When we start dipping down below that, we're gonna be low. We've got to be within this budget. We're gonna have to do an amendment to the budget. We've also got the pavilion coming in. at $200,000. Who has never not built something and not seen cost overruns? Let's go 10%.
Campground.
Yeah, the campground bathroom, 10% overrun. That's $20,000.
All right, how about if we do this? We,
Oh, I got a solution, hang on.
all right,
You know me, I never come without it. This is what I propose.
all right.
Hold off for this year. Put it in the budget for next year. And then let's work with the township and say, hey, can we somehow have these people come in? And if they do want to get rid of a dresser, toilet, television, microwave, whatever, they can come to Rachel, we can look up their parcel ID number and say, here you go. That way we have checks and balances. So that way we don't have a guy that just got done roofing his house come in with 10 yards of roofing material. Or he waits the whole year and says, I'll have someone roof it, I'll strip it myself, and I'm gonna save $100. Because I think what's gonna happen is, people are gonna abuse this. I think, you know, when people buy a toilet, they get rid of the old one. We're gonna be cleaning out someone's garage for them at no cost, and that's my concern. And I think if we give me some time and work with the township, we had talked about some type of a voucher system. You get $20 voucher for 2 weeks, that's all you get. If you bring in 100 yards of whatever of roofing material, and it costs you $100, well, here's a $20 credit. There you go. That way, we're not subsidizing other people. I mean, I don't want to use anybody's name. We have a roofing company in town. What happens if he pulls up? We can't say no. And that's my only concern at this juncture. We're getting the cart way up in front of the horse. Checks and balances and fiscal responsibility are my two major concerns on this one right now. So.
Hey there.
I'm all in favor of waiting to put it on next year's budget, but I think we ought to work for a spring cleanup rather than fall cleanup.
Okay.
If that's the case.
Yep.
All right, no, yes,
I was just gonna make a comment. When I came here back in 2008, we had the village cleanup. The good part and the bad part, actually I'll focus on the bad part, is we encourage people to save things. And we were getting issues with the ordinance stuff that people would hoard things and keep them knowing that they could get rid of it 4 months down the road, 5 months down the road. The voucher system seems like a way to solve that problem, at least as far as maybe things can be, you know, disposed of more time appropriate. And I don't know how you would come up with, you know, how many vouchers a person could have for a year or whatever, but it seems a little bit more checks and balances too. Because we always used to get people, oh, I'm holding that for village cleanup, you know, and did they make village cleanup? I don't know, and it seems like, you know, even when we had village cleanup, people still had stuff, and I'm like, okay, geez. But it's kind of hard to hit one day out here
The
too.
system still hasn't been okayed by the township yet.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm in negotiations currently.
Right, but that's still,
Imagine that.
Well, the thing is, if you had one day to clean up, I mean, I don't know if I could make one day next year. I mean, it could be things coming up, and it's kind of a hit and miss sometimes. So if you had more opportunities where you could use a voucher or take care of it, I think that would be kind of a little bit better.
well, and the other way is to put it out in front of your house, like they do in Kearney Township and Forest Home Township, and
Oh, please don't.
designate a day where they come along and pick it up.
Please don't.
You watch that grow like a mushroom like I do every time I drive down Bel Air Highway? Yeah.
Snowflake Road.
Yeah,
The
snowflake.
sad part about that is it encourages people to do it a month in advance and keep it there a month afterwards, so.
Okay, we're gonna postpone on that one and shoot for next year's budget. Financial contribution to Paddle Antrim for sign. Dina was in here last meeting, and other communities have contributed, and was asking if we wanted to. We are going to develop the new kayak launch site yet this year, I assume, Sam?
I don't think we got a permit to, did we, Ron?
We found a spot that we do not need to have a permit because there is no, I gotta watch the Antrim County Conservation ladies here.
As soon as
There's
Rob
no
does,
special,
let me take it out, as soon as Rob lets me
there's
know,
no
yeah, we'll get
special
it developed.
species of vegetation where we propose it.
We'll get it
So-
developed.
Well, she's got her pen